Right then, so welcome to this week in the shed and what I'm doing with the RS. So, like I said, I took it for a test ride the other week and I found a few problems. I'm still waiting on parts, so hopefully the aim for this goal for this week is hopefully if the parts come and stuff, we can get the bike finished. There's a few little problems that I don't like. There's a couple of oil leaks, which I've found. I fixed one, I've got two more to fix, and I'm gonna fix them. Remember, a cheap bike, so the repair will be very shoddily done, but it should hopefully hold. Right, front wheel is the first issue I think today. So the front tyre is not properly seated, and it actually felt, when I was riding it the other day, I actually felt the front go up and down a little bit, to a point where it wasn't terrible, but as it's not on the lip properly, I'm going to deflate the tyre, re-lube it, and hopefully it will pop on the rim. I might bring out my battery operated pump to do this, to see if I can do it, to pop it on the rim basically is what I need to do. And I also want to bleed the front brake. Did I record this on camera? I don't remember. Wing mirrors. I have really roughly put these on, but these are the folding type, the folding round ones that I have on my CT. But I saw these going for, I think, about $12.99 or whatever it was. I've got the list of the price, and I bought these and I thought this will do just nicely because I can fold them in and cover over the Speedo. I mean, okay, if you're off-roading you don't really need to see that, but when I'm on the road I can fold them out, so when I fold them in I have to readjust all this to make sure it all lines up. I have got some, I do come with some extra windmill mounts, so I could mount it on the handlebar rather than on the clutch lever, because this is a different, yeah, it won't line up, so we'll see what I do with that. Right, so I've bled the front brake and I have adjusted the tyre a little bit more on the rim. It's a bit of a pain in the butt to get on. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might have to take the whole wheel off. At the moment it's sitting at 60 psi, and it's almost on the rim, so it's a lot better than it was, but I don't know until I take it for a test drive to see how bad it actually is. But when looking over the bike, I realised this the other day. The rubber had perished. Anyway, so I filled it up with petrol, but the rubbers, you can see, are a bit perished there, so I'm gonna take this off. Ooh, I mean, it's probably, oh, it come off really easily. It's not that bad, but when it comes to petrol, and if you're going off road, it could probably break. Well, you think about it, this 40-year-old rubber, everything starts to perish. Right, let's put this new bit of rubber on. Right, on you go. I go this way round. Oh, that's nice. Much tighter seal now. There we go, that's much better. The other day when I went to the station as well, it didn't, so I filled up and then I went to lock the thing again and it wouldn't lock. It took a few attempts, so now it's going first try. Right, so this is the single most expensive selection of parts I think that I've had to buy, maybe, for the CB250RS. These are exhaust cuffs. They were, I don't know how much they were each, but they were about £26 for 4. My bike never came with them, so I had to get some. £26 for 4, and that's all it is, just that. I need 2 for each exhaust. But annoyingly, I had to get some new gaskets as well. So, another set of gaskets I've had to buy, because this one is completely burnt out around the thing. It wasn't completely connecting properly, so I'm going to take out these gaskets, clean up the charred mess again, refit the gaskets, and refit the exhaust with the cuffs, and hopefully that will solve the exhaust leak issue. Like I said, it was only blowing a little bit, so hopefully this will make it blow almost nothing. left to do. Oh, it's freezing without the gloves on, and this is a metal tripod. Right, so we have bled the front brake today. We have changed the sump crush washer to a one that hopefully won't leak, but we'll see what happens. We need to make a tool tube, or tools for the bike. Just a list of little things. Exhaust is now on, and I have yeah, I kind of have refitted the front wheel, but front tyre, but it hasn't quite gone on just quite right. Let's have a look at it. I don't know, it looks all right on this side. What about this side? Yep. No. That's completely off. That's not even the right face in the right way. Behind me. Yeah, that's about right. Right, well, I know I haven't recorded much. That's going to be ending the time in the shed for today. I've been out here for a few hours, and the bike should be ready now for, well, an MOT, so maybe I'll check back in when I'm actually on the bike itself. Okay, so I'm about to go for the MOT, I guess, and I just thought I'd bring a few tools with me. So a little screwdriver for the carburettor, some electrical tape, some bigger tape, my little toolbox in here, which has, it's probably all messed up now. Yeah, it's all messed up, but I've got some spare nuts and bolts, some bits, some ratchets, some sockets, a size 10, which is the only socket I really need on this bike, spare spark plug, the spark plug tool is in there, set of pliers, some zip ties. I'm not bringing tyre levers, I'm not bringing spare tubes. If I get a puncture, I'm just going to get breakdown to take me home, because it's very cold outside and I don't really want to be changing tubes by the side of the road. Oh, and a set of gloves as well, in case I do have to do any work on the bike. Oh, and do you know what? I got a spare clutch cable. That I'm just going to put that all in the bag, and hopefully that's enough to get me to and from and back. There's a spare spark plug as well, and there's a tape. So yeah, stick it on my bag, along with the V5, and yeah, off I go for an MOT in a bit. Yeah, it's not dripping.
No, it's not.
But then there is some splatter here, so I don't know what that's from.
Yeah, I don't know where that's come from. The plug cap looks a bit wet, but I can't see any obvious place where it should be coming.
I mean, it's not dripping, so as long as it's not dripping. Well, it's not as bad as it was. It looks bad, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just looks worse than it is. It's just soaked in. I think it's just soaked into the rags where I did the oil change and the filter change, and it just soaked into the exhaust wrap. Well, it made it here. There's something started squeaking. I don't know what it is though.
Really?
It's, you know, like a really, but I think it's just like a cable rub or something. You know, it sounds like a cable's rubbing somewhere, something like that, but nothing major. It's not smoking anymore either. That's pretty good. Well chuffed with that. I thought it'd be broken down.
smoke in there.
A little bit of smoke. Maybe it is leaking from that gasket then. Right, well, I'm just back from a ride, literally. Bike is good. MOT passed. He noticed a couple of things, like some of the bolts aren't right, as in they're good, they're fine, but they're not the correct bolt. Holding something bits on, so check it, he said, or replace it. He said it's best to use the original part. I said, yeah, good idea. Like I said, that bike was in pieces a bit when I got it, so yeah. But he said overall it's fine, and yeah, he was actually a nice old bike, he said. So yeah, it's a bit rough around the edges, but he said it's solid. So awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching this series, the build series. There's a couple of little minor issues with the bike that have been discovered. Little oil weep here and there from a gasket which I did replace, so maybe I made a mistake or something. Maybe it will go away after a couple of heat cycles. The oil hasn't really dropped, so I don't know how much is leaking, so it's something I've got to check and keep an eye on. But other than that, I guess it's time to get it kitted for maybe some off-road. It's very muddy at the moment, so I might not go just yet. A few more road rides to give it some tests, maybe. So yeah, I will definitely do another video soon with me taking it on a road ride and giving my thoughts on the RS. But I really think it's a nice bike, and it's not too powerful. It's actually, but it's only a 250, remember, but it seems to go quite nicely. A nice little bit of poke. Yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching the entire series. Hope I haven't bored you all. If you did like the video, drop it a like, leave a comment, I don't know, okay, whatever. And yeah, someone let me know if you're supposed to rev the tits off the bike and shift late or shift early, because I think I was shifting too early, therefore I never got to like a good speed. When I started shifting a lot later, it seemed to come alive a bit more. I think it's meant to live in the high RPMs. Anyway, that's enough. I hope you enjoyed the series. Yeah, whatever. Bye.